Okay, this is like take 4. Um, I'm gonna try to remember where I left off on the last one, and hopefully I won't get cut off again. I'm really sorry. Okay, I think that we were here. So this would be at the foundation of this issue. So something in your distant past or something that gave rise to this situation right here. So this is the 5 of Autumn. Autumn represents the earth, the pentacles in a regular deck. I don't know. You have a tarot deck, so you kind of are familiar with all this. So this would be the 5 of Pentacles in a regular deck. It's a time when you were, and since it's the foundation in the past, most likely this was something that you went through that put you here to where you were learning these things and needing some help and advice and guidance and having some struggle. But what led to this was a time in your life when you were either materially or metaphorically impoverished, like barely getting by, really trying to make it work, trying to make ends meet, trying to meet your needs, but struggling a little bit to a point where, you weren't able to meet all your needs without the help of others. But there were people in your life. You see this woman, she's got nice clothes. She's got a golden thing. So she's well off, but she's down to earth. See, she's barefoot. So she's not like somebody who thinks that they're better than you. They may have at that time had more than you and had some to share and to give and to help you out, but this shows they were just a regular person, just like you. Didn't put themselves above you, didn't think that they were better than you or that they were worth more because they had at that time in their life more materialistically than you did. So it was somebody that viewed you as an equal despite having more than you did at that time, and that shared with you and that helped you. And it may have been more than just one person. This could just symbolize a time that you needed help, and people were gracious with you and they helped you. And then in your recent past, this would be also earth. So earth has to do with money, family, jobs, that type of materialistic stuff, which we do live in a material existence. And so those things, while we like to say that they're not important and that they're ego and that we shouldn't care about money, we shouldn't care about stuff, a reality is you have to pay your bills, you have to feed your kids, you have to interact with material objects on a day-to-day basis. So it does play a part, whether we like it or not, in our lives, and that's okay. So anyway, in your recent past, we have the King of Autumn. So recently someone came into your life. Most likely, kings, queens, princes, and princesses tend to be people, not always. If this was a person, it would have been a man who had a good head on his shoulders. Somebody who presents as an earth sign, may not necessarily actually be one, but would behave as, say, a Taurus, a Capricorn, or a Virgo. Somebody who is a little more responsible and sensible, and things a little bit more grounded. So this person, again, this has to do with this situation. So this would definitely be a blessing to what you're trying to do over here, because they could give a more logical, ordered approach to what you're trying to do and try to bring things down to a practical level, help you address the little ins and outs of things that you may not have considered without this person, the responsible little pesky details, like I like to call them. I'm not so good with those things, so it's good to have somebody like this in your life. Okay, and in your near, grab my cards again. All right, so what's before you? This is your near future. So we're looking at the Princess of Winter. Again, since this is a court card, it most likely is a person, but it could just be these qualities coming into your life. And we'll know more as we lay all the cards out. But if we look at the card, so princess being somebody who is still a little naive, not 100% mature, so they may not make the same decisions that, say, a queen would do after having lived a few more years and been through more experiences. But the benefit that we have as the princes and the princesses is that we still have that energy and that idealism. And some people never lose that, and that's okay. Winter, again, though, actually you haven't had any winters yet. So winter would be the swords in a regular deck. And so swords have to do with emotional pain, but not just for its own sake. It is growth that comes through challenge. Also, they do have to do with communication. Since this is a princess, there may be in your near future a young woman. This is a person who isn't necessarily all that emotional. This would be like an air sign, most likely somebody presenting as a Libra, Gemini, or an Aquarius. I know you might think Aquarius is water, but it isn't. But anyways, so air signs, like I'm a Gemini, I do feel like I feel a lot, but we just don't present as very emotional. We make our decisions based more on logic and facts than we do on what we feel about things. So that's how this person will come across to you. Somebody who's a little younger, and so they may still make some irresponsible decisions, but they make them for what they feel are the right reasons. They make decisions in the interest of justice and fairness. This person is going to be very concerned about what's right and what's fair, and if somebody's being, say like discriminated against or oppressed, this would be a social justice warrior type of person. Their intentions may be a little misguided because, again, it's the younger princess, but it's a really good person to have in your life, especially if you need an unbiased opinion, especially if you need somebody to just tell it to you like it is. And like I said, I don't usually read the stuff that's on the bottom, but this one says information that can help you, which may also be difficult to hear. Speaking the truth with kindness, an indigo child or adult. And that's kind of like I was saying, these people tend to be blunt, not to be hurtful, but just because truth is paramount to these type of people. So then that will contribute to the situation here as well. So might be some much needed truth. Okay. Sorry, I'm blabbing so much. All right, so what crowns you? This is the best thing that you have going for you in this situation. This is awesome. So this is in this deck, it's the Dreamer. In a regular deck, this is the Fool. So this is just that, just go for it attitude. You're just setting off on this path, and so especially since it's in this position, so this being the best thing you have going for you is saying you're just going for it. You don't know how it's going to work out. You don't have all the answers. You don't have everything planned out, mapped out. You don't have any guarantees, promises. You're not like 100% sure that what you're doing is going to do what you want it to, or maybe you don't really even know exactly what you're trying to get to, but you are taking those chances. You are taking a leap of faith, and you're just trusting in the universe that everything is going to put itself together. And if things arise, you'll deal with them when you get to them. But it's a very optimistic attitude, just going for things and just seeing where life takes you and deciding to take the risk in all of it. Not necessarily being terribly prepared, but then to be honest, there's like 1,000 things that could happen. How could you prepare for all of those? Instead, you just choose to believe it's going to work out and just go for it and see what's over the next hill or horizon. So that's a really good thing. And as you say at the bottom, embrace your true purpose, begin a new adventure, trust yourself. And that's what you're doing. You're trusting yourself and trusting that where your intuition is leading you is where you're meant to go when you're going there. So that's awesome. Okay. You in this situation is the Ace of Autumn. Aces are new beginnings. There's a lot in here, having to do with beginnings, and autumn again, you've got a lot of that going. So there's a lot of focus on not necessarily money in itself, but like family, security, stability, that kind of stuff, making a home. And so this is a beginning of a venture that is to possibly bring you more stability in those ways, more cash flow, more comfort, more financial security, knowing, not necessarily wondering how the rent's going to get paid this month or how the bills, but a beginning on a venture that's going to give you a little bit more wiggle room. And then when we look at it here, we see she's very happy, and she's doing something that she loves. She's following her passion, and her passion is going to bring her those material comforts that we need to survive. But because it's a beginning, in order to get there, she knows, she's got to study. See all these books. She's got to learn a lot of stuff. She's got to study. She's definitely working hard at studying. There will be a lot of work ahead, actual work right now. This is the studying part and the learning part. And she's making a little bit of magic. Hey, let's see what I can do. Let's see what I can learn. Let's see how far I can take this. And that's you right there. And then in your environment, so something around you that impacts this situation. This wouldn't be you, but it could be somebody that you know or something that's going on in your life that affects all of this. This is the Three of Summer. So this is a sisterhood. This card can also mean celebration, but what I'm feeling for you, it's the support of other females in your life that have similar goals and aspirations as you. And not only that, not only do they have similar goals and dreams, but they're extremely supportive and celebratory about yours. They're encouraging, they're cheering you on. Yeah, rah, 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 you can do it, you're awesome. And you're all doing that for each other. This could literally be three, but it could just be symbolic of a group. So you would know, when you look at it and when you think about this, how this resonates with you and how that applies to you. But it's really having a tight-knit sisterhood. Not to say that your male friends and comrades, I'm sure that they're important and supportive and stuff like as well. But what this is particularly highlighting is having the support and encouragement of the females in your life, and then also a little bit of a celebration, celebrating life, celebrating each other's successes, and having each other's back, lifting each other up, boosting morale, high vibe. Okay, your hopes or fears as it relates to this situation. I'm not sure whether this would be a hope or a fear. I'll just kind of describe what it is, and then you can decide for yourself whether this is something that you hope for or something that you're afraid of. The Hermit card is just a withdrawal, temporarily. A withdrawal from society, kind of going inside, doing some inner work, maybe taking some time to do some meditation, or to do some consulting of your own higher self. Get to know yourself and your intentions, your desires. What do I want out of life? How should I do this? So a lot of times when we enter into this phase in our life, we kind of temporarily withdraw from our social scene, spend more time at home, spend more time alone, and more time just kind of mulling things over, in introspection. Possibly even study, but like a quiet study, and that's a good thing to do. So if this is something that you're afraid of, I would let you know, these are phases everybody goes through. We all go through different cycles, ebbs and flows, and my best advice to you is just honor that when it comes and you feel a pull to detach from the outside world for a little while, go ahead and do that. So since this is in this position, if this is something that you hope for, then I guess it would be positioned in a way to say that you hope for a reprieve or a little bit of a break or a chance to be able to go inward and to gather your bearings, get all your ducks in a row, and kind of, check in with Robin and see how you feel about everything and what you want to do next, and what your dreams and goals are, what you've learned and what you still want to learn. Okay, last card. Your possible outcome if you continue on the current path. Again, your future is never set in stone. You can always make different decisions. So I cannot tell you, nobody can ever tell you for sure this is going to happen. What I can tell you is based on the path that you're currently on, the choices you're currently making, if you continue making those type of choices, this is something that is likely to happen. If whatever it is something that you absolutely don't want to, then you know that you'll need to alter your course to steer yourself in a different direction. And we can always do that. Anyway, it is the Three of Spring. Again, we've got another three. This is camaraderie, so this is always a good thing. The spring is the emotion, so this is cups. So Three of Cups, this is more kind of like the cup suit is more of a little bit of a romantic type of thing. Not always. It can just be like overjoyed by beauty and love of like art and music and that type of thing. But the preceding card for this, being the Two of Cups, is that when you are like that love, that soulmate type of love, that feeling. And then when it comes to the three, sometimes it's the two becoming the three, which could literally mean a baby. But I wouldn't think that this would be, based on the overall spread, an actual baby. So don't panic. But this is having love for something, a passion about something, something that is beautiful in your eyes and that gives you an emotional feeling of satisfaction and fulfillment. And you have that, and then you have cooperation in bringing something into the world that represents, or that comes out of your love for this, or your commitment to this, or your how this makes you feel. You decide to go with that feeling of love for it, and then create. And 3 is a lot symbolize, creation. So this is further creation. Since it's a 3, it's still early. We've got it till like the 10 before its completion in the beginning of the next cycle. So here we have an ace. That's a beginning. 3, you've gotten a little bit further. You've got a little bit of partnership, and you may have some support, but you still have a long way to go. It's still pretty early in the game, so it's definitely not time to stop trying or anything like that. But being this suit, it's a very positive feeling, and this is saying that in your near, or not your near future, but the possible outcome of all this is that it's going to give you, whatever it is that you're doing, it's going to give you a lot of emotional satisfaction. It's going to make you feel happy, and it's going to make you want to keep going in that direction, keep going down that path, whatever might happen, because you have support, because you have people who've been there before that can give you advice and wisdom, because you can count on others when things get hard, and they'll be there to help you, because you have this person that's going to help keep you grounded and stable, because you have this person here that's going to tell you like it is, because you are learning everything that you need to learn, and because you have your sisterhood who has your back, and they're going to build you up and celebrate your successes, and because you will know when it's time to break away from all of that and consult yourself and make sure that you're taking care of Robin and that you're taking time for you too. And so because as a result of all of that, you will end up feeling like very emotionally satisfied, very in line, in tune, aligned with your soul purpose, with your true path. And that's the best feeling that I could ever think to have. That's really, truly a blessing and a gift to feel like you're living the life that you were meant to live. So, sorry about all the interruptions. I hope that resonated for you. I'm going to stop now, upload this to YouTube, and send you a link. Thank you.